Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mariana. Calling this meeting to order at 7:07 p.m.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We do have a quorum with Mariana, myself, and you. So, has everyone had an opportunity to read the minutes from our last meeting on the 20th of January? And if so, are there any questions or edits?
No.
I did read it and it looked fun.
Same. If that is the case, could I please have a motion to approve those minutes?
Mariana.
Oh, no. Okay. I would like to have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the January 20th meeting.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. I believe we have Kayla Harrington with us this evening, if my eyesight can see that bar. So welcome, Kayla. Thank you for joining us. Moving on to correspondence and community input. Has anyone had any correspondence or community input?
I do actually. A couple parents asked if I could gently inquire if obviously they understand how bad the snowstorm was, but the drop-off side on the Flash Road Castle side, they didn't know if the additional snow could be cleared from the sidewalk so the drop-off doesn't get as congested as it has been, because all the parents are waiting to drive up to the one or two spots where the kids can enter through the snow areas that have only been cleared, versus just being able to hop out of the car and just hopping right onto the sidewalk.
I got a correspondence this morning from a dad who was willing to come help out, but I explained that we can't use their equipment and run their equipment out. However, I sent a follow-up email to with the problem areas that he's talking about, one of them being what you just discussed, to both the maintenance team here at Johnson as well as Zach Taylor for DPW. So I did that earlier this evening. So hopefully we'll see some clearing of that. And it's where the drop off is at the same place where the kids are getting up for like preschool, the lower grades up front, or this side.
So the complaints that I received was from the Flash Road side, not the front.
On that side.
Just because the banks are so high, the kids can't, like, when the doors get open, I guess the doors are hitting the snow banks, and then the kids are like weaving through the cars that are like parked ahead of everyone, and they're trying to get to that crosswalk area that goes out to where all the staff parking is, where that one little crosswalk entrance is. And I think parents were just expressing concern because they're afraid like a kid's going to get hit by a car because of that. Because they're walking forward in front of other cars, and parents can't see the kids coming from behind them because of the way the mirrors are angled.
Okay, I'll follow up with that second side and let them know. In addition.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Rob, I know that there were a few parents that showed some.
We had some requests. We had a protocol for snow call or not, and with my report, I've got a full two one requested. One of the there is no established, no.
As for off school sidewalks. I know it's an issue. Pretty bad. You still know what to do about it. Still going. So moving on to the examination and authorization for payment of bills.
There's a bill over there with total of $641,457.98. And got the usual kind of things on here.
It's the town swamp stuff, that's right.
I'm trying to get to a position. Large amount, but
And I have them.
Mariana in charge of it.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't hear anything Rob's saying, so I can't even make the motion because I couldn't hear anything. I don't know if it's because of the placement of the mic or
I
but
say that there's nothing unusual on the bill roll. The total is $641,457.98, and it's really driven by the tuition for the town of Swampscott, which is $589,000 worth of that. 641.
so you said 641. I'm sorry, what were the numbers?
641,457.98.
641,457.90. Okay.
90.
Okay. So I make a motion to approve the bills in the amount of $641,457.90.
98.
98 cents. Sorry. It's
A second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We'll move on to the superintendent's report.
He's on the snow protocol, so I can put on the screen. Hopefully. I'd have to move the computer though.
Oh, you want me to print it?
Well, otherwise anybody on it. Following is top school closure protocol. This is fall off school for today for Johnson Home. For the call of delay or early dismissal due to adverse weather conditions or any other school-related situation or emergency that warrants a school closure has been made by the school superintendent in consultation in conjunction with other appropriate school personnel and officials making both podium chair on that list, the ones that sort of get the most contact, I think, are the head custodian in terms of the DPW is whether the bus company, and then the second day, 2 days, that safety of students and staff will always be the top priority and overriding concern of the superintendent. Make sure that the school open. Decisions will be made as soon as possible and all vital and important related information. Parental notification, ongoing communication, take into consideration, and will occur as quickly as possible. The regarding weather-related events. Superintendent's decision-making process relative to school being in session or not will begin as soon as a weather-related threat is known or is predicted by NOAA or other reliable sources. With respect to an overnight or ongoing event, decision will be made as to whether school can be held the following day or not, as soon as possible, preferably the night before, to allow parents to make related child care plans and other important related decisions as necessary, but no later than 5:30 a.m. The decision to reopen school after the storm and for 2 hours delay in school will be considered the following: regarding road conditions, responses to property act. School will be held for the entire day, maybe delayed by 2 hours, 2 hours delay only if the town and related areas need also bustle bus contact all of this is certainly an unusual storm. We had a burst of snow near the end after we had sort of already announced the 2 hour delay, probably got 4 or 5 more inches. And feeling was that we could pull off the 2 hour delay. I think looking back at that, next time I wouldn't be quite so quick to make a 2 hour delay call.
No, I know it was.
I'm not sure the sidewalks would have been any better off in day 3 or day 4, but I think having parents know that those sidewalks can't be cleared or whatever, that they can drive their child to school, it's going to make sort of a bottleneck, I guess, a little bit, but they still have the ability to have their child excused absence from school if they feel that that is necessary.
Thank you for putting this together. My only question is for those parents that don't have children in the Johnson Elementary School, in the middle school, and high school, because this has been problematic in the past, and don't have parents where, but have it through Swampscott, but not through the Johnson Elementary School. How would they get alerted? Because Swampscott doesn't want to be involved with the bus company. They say it's the responsibility, and it's true, it is. We hold the
In
contract.
terms of whether the
There's a
bus
delay.
might not arrive at school on time, I would ask Jason. Courtesy.
And he would, but he wouldn't know. Someone would reach out to him. Let him know.
Well, Healy would call me. It is the is the arrangement I made with Mark today, Mark Healy, the owner, that if they can't get the kids to school on a tailored school conditions fully, or on days where 2 hour delay and they can't get them there on time, that they will let me know, and then I'll relay that through our parents where at least that's maybe not get to the high school. I'd have to ask Jason for that feedback.
Anyway,
We try to be in sync. It wouldn't have been a good situation. And I don't know if he'd say, no, we're going to spend the full day on that Tuesday. I think that would have pushed the decision here a little more likely, but the high school, middle school kids want to go on, but the elementary kids want to go on. It's a tough science, especially if it's whatever we got, 22 or 3 laws. That's the protocol, and it's the send it out. I don't know why that database. He must have that information. Put it in our, give us that.
You would have to go through a separate school. It might be possible.
I don't see why not.
Would you, it's state reports, so we report them as our students. So we would have to make separate, make it a non-reporting school. It may be possible. Because I know we have it for application students. It's considered like a separate school in our school information system. But we report them as students.
It's one more link, but you know what I mean? At 5:30.
I mean, the other could be adding them into Parent Square, so they're not necessarily in our other, but if anyone would be interested in getting our information, we can create a group.
Yeah, we have the greenhouse group.
Yeah.
We have 5th grade, we have 4th grade. Why can't one be made for high school parents? Those that want to be
Parent Square might.
want to be notified a lot may say, I really don't think that about them. The ones that do, those are the ones that do. At least Calvin could send that request out to all the contact us. We can't get that out.
Yeah.
So that's what we'd have to do. And that would be February 11th. Then next position. One more. Right now, just at 2.5%. And maybe some other topics.
No. So over the last few weeks, we've really been focusing on reflecting data for students, and as I reported last time, we were getting ready for our data meetings and we conducted our data meeting. And we have got our progress reports out last Friday to families, keeping them connected on the progress of their children. And so we've had some good communication with families. Some families have connected with teachers to get more information, and really looking at the whole child. So far that whole process has been very positive. Oh, great. Which has been a plus for the leadership for the CLE visits that I mentioned in the last time. They're coming this Thursday. So that's the Center for Leadership and Equity and Education. They will be here in the morning on Thursday to do looking at our MTSS and our win blocks and the great work that the teachers are doing and implementing and making changes for student growth. So we're very excited to be hosting them. I think it's a very small group, but I'm happy to see that they're very interested in the work that we're doing here in Nahant. And they have us on the map. It's a beautiful thing. Professional development that took place in the last few weeks. We had our preschool staff, along with our early childhood ESPs, participate with a school counselor with an outside consultant around behavioral supports for students who have been struggling with their behavior and social emotional well-being. So trying to give those resources to them with some one-to-one consultation to the classroom teachers who unfortunately couldn't be there throughout the whole term. So although that wasn't as ideal as I had wanted it to be, that they were a full training for all, we made the best of it. And then last night we had our special education director, Lori Kasna, presented virtually to a group of parents and myself, and we talked about special education rights. That's an annual meeting that needs to take place. We had a few parents show up. We also recorded the session and we posted it to our website already. We did it last night. So that's there for all people to review if they're interested in the process of special education. She's also looking for any volunteers to be on special education council so that we can get some professional training and for families so that we can get that. So we did have one parent volunteer as possible for leading that work alongside Lori. So that is in the process. But we could use some more families that are interested. Unfortunately, we've had an uptick in viral flu and COVID. So we've done a lot of cleaning and protocols with bleach and making sure we're doing a lot of surface cleaning across the school. Maintenance team's been working really closely with the nurse and I and making sure that we're following a routine for cleaning, and also just encouraging families to teach kids, like, you have to wash your hands and you need to be doing it frequently. Classroom teachers are, reiterating that as well, but just really being lunchroom etiquette and cleaning the tables and not sharing food, not sharing items. So that's been our focus for trying to stay healthy and safe. The school community this week, we're doing a school spirit day on Friday for the Patriots. We've done it the last few, so we can't, it would be bad juju if we didn't do another Patriots day. We can encourage some of our Seahawk fans to also wear their gear if they would like to root for their team. But it's been fun. We had one student who wore Patriots helmet the whole entire school day. It was really kind of neat. So they're really into it. The kids love it. So we're doing that again this week. Next week we'll be doing the second grade teachers will be hosting a Valentine tea as they've done in the past for their special someone. So they'll do that. Once again, the music teacher Jessica Puga did the music with the kids and the song. there'll be some, there'll be a nice little event for some of the students and families. And then for PTO, they're hosting a Valentine pen fundraiser. So much like the candy grants we had, being creative to do something different other than candy, they're using for the heart-shaped pen. So those are in the market right now. We're making sales on them, so that's good news. And then staffing and operations, we are still looking for a technology specialist. Once I posted on LinkedIn, I've gotten a few more applicants. When you cast the net wide, you also cast the net wide. Like people from Rhode Island applying, like, is that realistic? So we're going through the resumes, picking out the ones we think. I have two questions within it. Are you willing to commute to this location? Are you willing to start immediately? Those are the two yeses, and if there's a no in there, then we're just pushing there. That's the side. So we do have a couple that will inquire. A lot of them have like a cyber technology background. Nobody has a school background in technology. However, we've trained the last few people in that realm of school technology. So we'll see what we can get. Very fortunate that Peter Ton, who was before Fabian, has willingly come back to support us right now in the meantime until we can find somebody. So we are very thankful. He can't give us the amount of time we need or needed, but he can fill in like when computers break or something's not working. So that has been helpful for us so far, since we don't have that position. I did want to shout out, although we had the snow and we are having some complaints about the snow, I do want to shout out the DPW and our maintenance team, Jose and James, for the hard work. It's a lot for that snow removal. I know we did it at our homes, but I can't imagine doing our home and then going to do it at the store as well. And it's a lot of work for them. So a nice shout out for them and the great work that they're doing there. So that is my report.
Thank you. Do we have any personnel updates?
You received a notice of resignation effective teacher.
Any old business that you want to new business?
We had intended to talk about an alternate version of the budget beyond the one that we had submitted, that you approved. There were some facts that came clear today in a meeting in town regarding revenue and overall budget requests. Therefore, tonight, the alternate. Yeah. Requirements and going to have put out for bid for interested bus company for bus contract. The state allows you to do, because it's up at the end of the school. And Healy Bus has been the contractor and it's been the contractor number. So that's, state law allows you to do 3-year multiple options for extension, as long as those are presented in the original version. So you had a 3-year contract with 2 option years that were added on. Both of the option years had no increase from year 3. So that was a pretty good scenario. And written it the same sort of way, asking for the legal requirement of 3-year bus bids from experienced bus companies with at least 10 years at least closes, just that open, book, open. Town attorney did ask that you consider doing the following motion. Wrote Daniel Swift. Before busing bids come in, I suggest the school committee vote positively on this motion. And for those that aren't on the screen or on tablet, the motion would be, I move that the Nahant School Committee, pursuant to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 30B, Section 12B, authorize the superintendent to enter into an agreement with a busing contractor for an agreement for not more than 10 years. So it's giving some more leeway and some parameters depending on what is submitted. I'm not sure I would want to think that just by myself. This says the superintendent may enter into that agreement. I can guarantee you I would bring it to you folks for consultation and agreement in my intended direction. I think that contract, not only in length, I think he's trying to give us as much leeway as possible in the next bid so that we get the best service provider. Without this motion being there, it's basically 3 years, 3-year shots. So someone would care to make that motion, at least we'll have it
Thank you. I see
on the
that you
books
have it
and in
printed
our
out.
record.
Yes, I do, because I don't want to be, you know that thing? I move that the Nahant School Committee, pursuant to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 30B, Section 12B, authorize the superintendent to enter into an agreement with a busing contractor for an agreement for not more than 10 years.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Rob?
Those are the 2 items.
Do we want to add any future agenda items?
The third list we just talked about.
Well, if there's nothing else. Could I have a motion to adjourn this meeting at 7:40 p.m.?
Motion to adjourn the school committee meeting at 7:33, 7:40 p.m.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Mariana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.